Oh my goodness. Oh my golly gosh. Hello everyone. Happy Saturday. My name is Grace and I'm going to be commentating here with Cygnus of our first match of the night, again on this lovely, lovely Saturday night. We're going to be going into SplatSCAD Black Team versus Death Roll. Cygnus, say hi to the people at home.
Hi everyone, how you doing? Here we are at the CCA, as you said, Great Grace, with a very exciting Division 2 match here being played in Week 4.
Oh my golly goodness, it's already week 4. We were just
Yeah.
talking about how quickly the season's going by, and because, as you may know, I am a Drexel student, I was on break for 2 of those 4 weeks, so
Oh
it's
wow.
especially going by quick for me. But, Cygnus, tell me a little bit about these two teams here.
Yes, SplatSCAD Black Team has been making quite an impression in early on. This is their debut CCA season, and after they finished 10th place in Entrance Exam 3, here they are in Division 2, and starting off with a 2-0 record with quick 4-0 victories. And they're coming in against Death Roll from University of Florida here, a CCA veteran who's 1-1 on the season so far. And here we're going right away into the first match on Tower Control on Ship Cargo Co.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even have a second to breathe. I couldn't even
Yeah.
applaud any of those members and say how cool they are. Asa in particular here is on quite an interesting weapon. I know Asa. Asa is my bestie. I actually don't think they think we're besties. But anyways, here on the E-Leader, that is a formidable foe if I do say so myself here. And we see both of these teams running pretty standard comps, but I'm happy to see Nozuka, or maybe not happy to see Nozuka, on the side of Death Roll here, Cygnus.
Yeah, definitely. It's very interesting, especially seeing... It's also cool seeing a backline in use that's not the Snipe Rider 5H. I'm sure people are probably getting pretty sick of seeing that, as we're seeing already, we're seeing Splat Black already taking the tower already past checkpoint 1 as well.
Yeah, dang. Also, I did just lie to everyone's face here. I forgot that that sloshing machine does indeed have a Zuka, and we see them pop it right there to try to get them off of the tower. The strikes as well, pushing Kitsune into that corner. We're gonna see the members here of Death Roll do a really good job of blocking out SplatSCAD. As I say that, though, a few of them are gonna go down, 2 down. That might be a third, but they happen to jump out, and somebody jumps in. I don't think they're gonna make it out of here, Cygnus, and they don't.
Yes, just a mob of staggered trades going on. That ground is being painted. It just back and forth. Doesn't know what color it wants to be. But here we see Death Roll now taking the tower on a ride of their own, getting to that first checkpoint, firing the Trizuka from the tower. We're seeing Nitro. Seeing Nitro there as they do get to the checkpoint and are starting to whittle away at that SplatSCAD lead.
Dang. SplatSCAD, though, are not going to let them get there too easily. I mean, they stopped them before they could even, chip at that first checkpoint there, Cygnus. So they're trying to have a counter push of their own. They've got that Zuka. They pop it. They do get a pick. Raining fire over there onto their plat, getting another pick. That makes it 2 down there on the side of Death Roll. The dualies there with that crab are going to end up going down. But Asa here is riding the tower. Formidable foe there. Getting 2 picks here. And making 3 picks from Asa.
Oh my goodness!
Make that a wipe on the side of Death Roll. Oh my gosh, Cygnus.
We're just seeing incredible play from this scoped E-Leader. Just goes to show how oppressive long-range firepower can be in this game. Just with the combination of that E-Leader just being able to hit every shot like we saw there, along with that Trizuka applying tremendous pressure. Just when faced with that, what can Death Roll do than just fall back and try to wait out that barrage, which of course is tough when you're dealing with the tower getting ever closer to the goal, facing against such a coordinated team.
Yes, and coordinated they were. I mean, we again, amazing replay here. Big fan of DRF. Um, we're looking at it here. Those Zuka shots came in at the perfect time. The members were staggered enough and a little bit discombobulated, which helped Asa get those 2 picks there and then into a third. They were calling out the members, fully supporting Asa, helping them get picks, and that is really how you want to play around your E-leader, especially when you know they can hit their shots.
Yeah, exactly. And being able to pull out an e-leader like this is just the exact sort of flexibility that SplatSCAD's comps are allowing them, just with sheer versatility of weapons. I mean, the Zuka coming from the slashing machine instead of a splatter shot, giving them the more AoE, having walls to set up, having ink mines in their comp just so well built to support that to support the E-Leader, which in tower control, if an E-Leader is well supported, can ride a tower that is just so dangerous.
Yeah, and I mean, we saw just how much it could snowball if they were so well supported, which they were doing, like we're talking about there. But we did see a little bit of a chance there, I mean, for Death Roll, because they did make a little bit of a comeback in the middle of that game. They didn't quite let SplatSCAD Black get into a knockout situation in the beginning there. We did see them push all the way to that checkpoint. So, I do think we can definitely see a comeback here for them. I don't think it's over quite yet. Even though they do have a lot of aggression and supportiveness kind of there on the side of SCAD Black. I think especially in Rainmaker, this could be interesting because you have to wonder, well, is Asa going to go back to that E-Leader there? Or are they going to go to something a little bit more mobile? And how will that change up SCAD Black's comp? What do you think, Cygnus?
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit everything right on the mark. It'll be very interesting to see. And going back to Death Roll having some positives to take away from that last match, I think those are things they're definitely gonna want to focus on as we head into this game too. In their keys to victory, Death Roll has mentioned how maintaining a positive mental game is one of their important keys, and I think just taking the good, filtering it at the bad is going to be very important for their mindset set as they go in the set. Down game one, but it's still so early. A lot can happen here as we go into Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway.
And keeping up that good mental, which is one of Death Roll's keys to success here, is going to be very, very crucial, especially when you're down a game already. Asa here is going to opt to go to that splatter scope. Is that a scope, Cygnus? I cannot see it. I think that's a little scope.
Yes, it is a scope. Yeah, I definitely like that pick here for Rainmaker. I think in fact even a special that gets kind of slept on in the scene. I'm a big fan of it, and especially in Rainmaker, it could support a Rainmaker push so well with the ink vacuum. I'm looking forward to seeing that in action.
Me too, but I mean, we don't even have to see it quite yet, Cygnus, because they're already at that first checkpoint, pushing it all the way up there, finding that moment to go in and strike and get that checkpoint. But the members here of Death Roll are ready to go back against them and make a push of their own here, Cygnus. I mean, they're going into mid really quickly. They cleared them out of there right at that checkpoint. With those strikes, they collapsed in on them, and that was an excellent showing of teamwork here. And I'm happy to see them make a counter push.
Yeah, definitely. And the whole swing of momentum came from a really nice flank that we saw from B3 being able to get behind SplatSCAD as they were pushing very far up and getting a couple picks. All of a sudden, Death Roll had the numbers advantage, was able to take control of the Rainmaker, or we saw them push. But SplatSCAD is regrouping well, being back with the Rainmaker now. Game changes so fast as we're seeing that ink back being used for protection on the Rainmaker as they push the lead up a few more points before eventually going down to Nitro there.
Indeed, but we see it again here, Cygnus. Death Roll knows how to get them out of that little left area or right area, depending on your perspective here. They know how to get them out of there, so it looks like... Oh!
Wow.
Well, it's Death Roll. Now that we say that, that's a full wipe on the side of Death Roll. I am speechless, Cygnus. It looks like the members of Death Roll are going to have to work their magic again in that little corner.
Yeah, I think what's been the key so far for Death Roll being able to stop SplatSCAD's pushes is waiting for them to all push up into that left area where they're vulnerable to being more surrounded. But here we're seeing SplatSCAD adjusting with very good use of the Trizuka, followed by the ink vac immediately afterwards as they take the Rainmaker. Covers them. they go down, but they're able to push enough momentum and stay alive to just delaying Death Roll from even being able to take the Rainmaker much more. They're still delaying that pop by poking it with their suction bombs there, and SplatSCAD does eventually go 3 down here, allowing Death Roll to take back control. They're looking to take mid as quick as possible, and they want to get to one of those checkpoints as soon as they can here, pretty much, I would think.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost at 2 minutes remaining in this game here, and Death Roll hasn't quite yet cracked a checkpoint. Their Slosher is going to go down there onto that left side, and that leaves a lot of room for SplatSCAD to get some paint. But now that I just talked about that, Cygnus, it looks like
Wow.
2 members here of SplatSCAD are going to go down and make that delayed 3 down here. They're going to be able to crack that right checkpoint, although 2 of them are going to go down. But this is the start of a possible lead here.
Yeah, we're seeing the Trizuka and Triple Link Strikes go at the same time, and crucially, B3 does manage to gain control of SplatSCAD's sniping glass hit area, which is so important, especially when you're playing against a team with a Charger playing as well as Asa has been in this set so far.
Yeah, and I mean, they have their back online here. They're going to try to use it to try to get a push happening again. And although Death Roll did get to that checkpoint, they aren't quite able to make a push here unless they can get their paint up and stop the members of SplatSCAD Black from making a push of their own. But we see them over here on the right making something happen, but oh my gosh, they do get a pick here, again showing that they really know how to stop pushes once they start.
Yeah, and they were able to force the vacuum back with those, crucially, with those triple ink strikes, followed by using Rainmaker Shot, taking aggression. It looks like they're switching sides over to the left here after they had been pushing right before, but the Trizuka coming out of Virtuous there will just stop Death Roll's momentum in their tracks. Indeed, that is a wipeout, and SplatSCAD is back with the Rainmaker holding on as we approach 30 seconds left. They have the lead already. They don't even have to push super far up here.
Indeed, they definitely don't have to. If you're Death Roll right now, you're going to want to get that Zuka. That splatter shot here is going to be their key to getting something to happen. I think SplatSCAD right now is playing a little aggressively, honestly, than what I'd be expecting. They're pushing up a little bit to try to really layer on that aggression, but they do end up going down for it. But it doesn't look like it's going to matter here because the members of Death Roll are not able to go in and get that pop. We'll see if maybe that ends that, but no, I mean, that's just a full wipeout, and that's the game.
Yeah, very, very well played by SplatSCAD, especially in the end situation. Yeah, they did get very aggressive, maybe a tad bit more than they needed to, but in doing so, they were also able to keep Death Roll just staggered enough that they weren't able to regroup together enough to complete a retake.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times offense is the best defense. I mean, some people don't really do that usually on Rainmaker because you get a little bit worried there. But knowing that they had a Zuka and the Zuka was online, it was definitely the smart play there from SplatSCAD to just push up and say, well, if we die, I mean, we'll die, and then it'll be harder for them to make a counter push.
Yeah, definitely a testament to SplatSCAD's confidence in themselves.
Yeah, which is really good, and that's really good to have going into a set, especially there. But I do want to applaud Death Roll's defense, especially. I mean, we saw, similarly to SplatSCAD Black, actually, that one of their keys to victory is coordinating their special usage. And I think that we definitely saw that on defense. They were really solid. Like, they would only go maybe 1 or 2 down, but they would coordinate those specials, really synergize them together, and stop the pushes in their tracks. I mean, Undertow can be a pretty high-scoring Rainmaker game there, and we did see there that SplatSCAD got into the 20s remaining, but they were still really good at stopping them, so I applaud them for that game, even though they lost.
Yeah, definitely. They had great moments. Especially, I really like some of the aggression we saw from players like B3 and Rudra, being able to get to timely picks, maneuvering smartly around SplatSCAD's players, and being able to take key spots such as the far Rainmaker or check area, or that glass. Just maintaining control over key areas like that can be so important in games, and to me, those are good signs that a bounce back is very, very possible here.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been seeing them do a really, really great job of bouncing back both of these sets here. Another one of their key to success, like we talked about before, is having that good mental and keeping up the positivity, which is going to be very helpful here going into this being 0-2 in the favor here of SplatSCAD Black. Going into this, we're seeing pretty similar comps. I mean, I don't think we see anything different here on the side of Death Roll, and the only change here is that Asa is opting for the ZNF instead of leader or just normal splatter shot or
Yes.
charger.
3 games into the set, 3 different chargers being used by Asa. Love to see versatility like that, even within the same weapon class.
Definitely, that was a killer opening there, Cygnus. I don't know if you saw that, but they got 3 down there on the side of Death Roll. The Zuka's already popping, pressuring them, and those strikes as well. That synergy with those specials that they're so good at here.
And in comes the power clam. Virtuous body blocking for it, but the throw barely misses.
Oh, that's gotta sting. But we do see Asa still up here trying to make some pressure applied there in mid. But the Zuka shots are coming out and they do pick off Asa. That's going to be huge in helping them push past SplatSCAD's defense here. But that Zuka shot as well is definitely not going to help them break in here.
Yeah, Nitro had that key pick there, but SplatSCAD played just patient enough that they were able to regroup and force Death Roll back, as we're seeing in Death Roll's next Trizuka is coming out a bit more on the defensive and holding back. They just want to move Asa away from that top mid area, but thanks to that splash wall, they're not quite able to do it as they're getting backed up by the Neo machine.
Ooh. The members of SplatSCAD Black here are doing an amazing job. I mean, we see another 3-down situation. Those strikes coming in just for some extra damage, and we see that shot has a lot of clams. They might even be trying to build another power clam to get those quick points in, but that's not going to stop them from scoring. The members of Death Roll are 2 down once again. Those Zuka shots coming in. Oh, but they're going to counter Zuka themselves here. Nitro getting an amazing pick, allowing the members of Death Roll to come back into mid, but they are going to go 2 down in the process, kind of landing them back to how they just were during that push, Cygnus.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this charger is definitely posing a big threat to Death Roll throughout this match. I mean, this map just has so many spaces where a charger can be so dangerous with the 2 domes and the top mid area, just giving it so many really good vantage points here that Ace is taking advantage of. But wow, wipeout happened.
Listen, Cygnus. I don't know what happened, but they did it. They did it. They've already built a power clam. Make that 2 power clams here. Taking out the sloshing machine as well. Amazing pick. Another Zuka's going to come out, picking off their charger. The shot too. 3 down here on the side of SplatSCAD Black, and they're going to get the lead here, Cygnus. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was just excellent coordination with those 2 Trizukas. As soon as the first one ends, the next one begins, just putting so much pressure onto SplatSCAD. They just have to find the nearest hiding place possible, and as soon as they think they're safe, the next Trizuka starts up. That is just such deadly special coordination, very well executed by Death Roll, who has taken a notable lead in this game now as we are under the 2-minute mark.
Oh, Cygnus.
But here we go.
They just got wiped in there. They only need 1 clam to win this here, Cygnus. I don't see anyone that has a clam quite yet. If they do, I'm gonna call it out. You already know, Cygnus. And it looks like Garbo here grabbed it, but they're not gonna be able to get back in. That is a killer lead. I mean, they're gonna have to
especially with a 36-point penalty.
Yeah, oh my gosh, especially. I mean, Death Roll's penalty here is definitely going to play a huge factor in whether or not they're going to be able to make another push. And they keep going 2 down here. The members of SplatSCAD Black are really good at following off of each other and making those 1 picks into 2 picks and then 3 and then wipes like we saw.
But Nitro does win the Trizuka battle there. They're stopping the momentum on SplatSCAD's push for the time being. They just need a way to move this charger, which they're using their killer whale for. Moving the charger, but no! The machine comes in, taking the very crucial pick, helping SplatSCAD's defense out, as Death Roll is back to 2 down once again.
Yeah, and I mean, Fruit here has been doing an amazing job on the sloshing machine, like we've seen them really follow up on not only Asa, but their fellow frontliners as well, really helping them push up layering in that pressure with those Zukas by chaining them, like we've been seeing them do, and that's been really crucial in SplatSCAD's success here. And now that I see that death roll is that's a staggered 3 down there. I mean, they're coming back quick. They're trying to keep top mid here to try to make something happen. But fruit again, like I just talked about them. They're gonna take them out. Oh.
Yeah. Wow. The swings in that game were just crazy. I mean, one moment I was convinced SplatSCAD had everything under control. Then all of a sudden, Death Roll took a big lead. I thought it was their game to lose. And then before I could get done finishing my thought, SplatSCAD retook the lead back. That was just a crazy, just a classic Umami Ruins Clanblitz game. As you see, Garbo and Fruit getting that fist bump there, celebrating that Game 3 victory.
Ooh. My goodness. That was, I think, maybe the most intense Clams game I've seen in a while. And no crack and cheese. Give it up for the no crack and cheese. I'm clapping right now.
Yeah.
It's not too loud. I don't want to peak my mic or something, but but Cygnus, this is freaking match point. Best of 7, as y'all know. Maybe play all 7. I didn't check, but this is match point. If SplatSCAD does win this, they do take this set. What changes do you think Death Roll is going to try to make here to try to get some games back in their favor?
Yeah, looking at Death Roll's keys to victory and their stats, I'm noticing in their most used weapons, I'm seeing the ballpoint Splatling has been mentioned. We haven't been seeing it being used in a set, maybe because of the presence in other chargers, but here on Splat, so to make a mark, if you could bring in something like, if they could bring in something like the .52 gal, set up a splash wall and use the inkjet well here on Make a Mart's splat zones. I think a pivot to the ballpoint splat, like adding a backline versus backline dynamic here could be an interesting change that we might see.
That would be interesting. And I think you're definitely right on the money there, that it's very intimidating to have a charger player when you're trying to play ballpoint there, because you have to out backline each other, but also maybe kill each other, but also maybe not. So you kind of have to put your trust into your frontliners there to kind of pioneer the way to help you have any pressure on the map if that backline becomes a problem here. But we don't see that busted out here, but I am interested in the double slosher comp. Try Slosher Nouveau and then the normal slosher here on the side of Death Roll. Interesting switch up.
Yeah, I mean, going double bucket could definitely take advantage of the terrain here at Mechamart, especially with those stacks. If you want to attack and get on the opponent's stack, I mean, just the flanking power and cooler opportunities given by the Tri-Slasher, along with the greater range and paint output of the regular Slasher, does combine pretty well on this map. As we're seeing Death Roll take an early lead.
Yeah, and I mean, this is looking really great for them right now. I mean, the members of SplatSCAD Black are going to try to come back in here, though, but their slosher did go down in the process of keeping that hold of the zone. They are going to get a really crucial pick on that gal there. The members of Death Roll are unfortunately grouped up, and they're going to get a double there with that one Zuka shot. And Kitsune's wasting no time, already crabbing here onto this right stack, raining fire onto Death Roll's spawn, not letting them get a second to breathe.
Yeah, exactly the right move there with that crab tank. That was very well done. Applied pressure enough for SplatSCAD to take the lead, but good special use from Death Roll on their retake lets them cap the zone back. They don't have that much of a penalty. If they can maintain the important areas around the zone for just a little bit, they should be able to take back the lead here, as we see happen right now.
Ooh. And I mean, they do get that lead right now, but the game's not quite over yet. And I think the members of SplatSCAD Black definitely coming back in here. They're gonna get a pick on that gal once again, raining fire onto them and getting a double again with that Zuka shot. Amazing, like we've been seeing. If you don't die to that first Zuka, you're gonna die to the second one when they chain them. So.
Yes, absolutely. As you see Death Roll going 2 down again, SplatSCAD is pushing up a lot more aggressively this time as opposed to how they were on their first take. We're seeing Asa settling in on that right stack, just using their area denial to keep that .52 gal back as they do manage to take the lead. here,
Ooh.
but Death Roll does get control back.
I mean, not for long, Cygnus.
Yeah.
That was a delayed wipe on the side of Death Roll, though. But the members of Death Roll are not going to give up quite yet. Like we've been seeing, they are resilient, and they can still come back in this set right now. We see the Tri-Slashers already pushing up onto that left stack, trying to get some control here. Maybe try to get their cooler to help their teammates be more aggressive. But the members
Yep.
of Death Roll are getting out-aggressed here. This Tri-Slasher here is going to try to make something happen. Does basically trade out here, though. That Charger's going to take them out again. Oh my lord.
Yeah, and also crucially, the cooler was put out, but none of B3's teammates were able to grab it before going down, adding time to the respawn and letting SplatSCAD maintain the overall map control needed to keep this lead going.
Indeed. The members of SplatSCAD Black there, they of course
Wow.
win this game and then win this entire set there. Congratulations to them. I mean, that was an amazing showing. Specifically there, I was going to bring up in that defense when that clock was ticking down, they only had like 10 seconds left. They really allowed the members of Death Roll to just collapse in and come into mid and sort of panic to try to grab that zone, but they moved back in on them and just completely swarmed them, pincered them, and they really had no chance of getting that zone back.
Yes, absolutely. In the end, SplatSCAD was able to play very well aggressively and get things with their specials timed just right to make maximum impact, and that is why they are advancing to 3-0 on the season here. In a very impressive win over Death Roll, who, despite the set score, they played very admirably in their own right too.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we saw that when they physically at their scores at their previous sets there, their most recent set rather, was their loss against Stevens, which was a 2-4, but it just goes to show that they can really put up a fight. And we definitely saw that this entire set here, and they are indeed definitely going to be doing the play all 7 here, which I am pretty stoked about, especially because it is Tower Control and Inkblot Art Academy. Cygnus. This is like, if you're running an aggressive comp, this is your bread and butter right here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as soon as you get up that ramp with the tower onto the enemy planet, if you keep up the aggression, you can snowball this really quickly, and that's what I think both sides are going to be trying to do. It's just a matter of getting past that ramp.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, especially if you're able to get onto their plat, pushing up their ramp, but also having somebody go up onto that little box and pinch people who are coming back onto their plat. It can be really, really good and an oppressive position, rather.
Yeah, and right off the bat, we're seeing a notable change in comp from Death Roll, as for the first time here tonight, they are bringing in a backline with that Snipe Raider 5H. But the immediate aggression here by SplatSCAD gets key picks onto the backline, and they're able to take checkpoint 1 in a very fast fashion.
The members here of SplatSCAD Black are so amazing and like really great at closing in on their enemies, and we kind of seen that here with Death Roll. Even though they are grouped up to take those team fights, the members of SplatSCAD Black have a lot of crossfire going on to where you can't quite get both enemies that are attacking at you because they're coming from different directions, which really leads them to victory a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I'd also so like to shout out that crab tank on the tree that we just saw. That was just such a good position for it, just that let it cover the entire area just so well, and just keep Death Roll pressured back enough that this is able to be a knockout.
Dang. I mean,
Wow.
similarly to kind of how we saw that SplatSCAD Black kind of let the members of Death Roll come in and then swarm back in on them and pinch them just from all sides, they almost kind of didn't let Death Roll come in at all. They held a really good, strong position there on their bats, not letting them drop in from their spawn. They were really good at supporting the tower, but not all dogpiling the tower to make sure that they were applying pressure from all areas. It was just a really solid game from SplatSCAD Black there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just the immediate recognition of Death Roll, playing with the backline and going for a much more aggressive opening than they had in the past. Immediately getting the pick on the backline, having control behind other members of Death Roll, leaving them open to deadly flanks, and then it just snowballing from there.
Oof, yeah, it was a lot of snowballing there, which I mean TC Inkblot is really prone to. So that was
Yeah.
just a really good showing from them, and I think the members of Death Roll though weren't quite able to adjust to that rapid aggression and the fact that the timer was ticking down. It can be really, really difficult, especially on that map mode.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when the tower is just moving basically in the enemy base area, and there are multiple vantage points for attackers to take hold of it and keep you back, it's kind of hard not to get snowballed on that map.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it really favors such an aggressive play style, which is what we were talking about, that it's really your bread and butter there, if that's the kind of style that you're going for, which we see that Death Roll is really good at defense there, but not if you're getting constantly berated with a bunch of specials like those crabs and those Zukas that we were seeing
Yeah.
SplatSCAD Black using.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see what Death Roll's defense is able to do here on Rainmaker Museum Del Fontino, where the best defense can quickly turn into a strong offense.
Indeed. I mean, the name of the game here is that you want to try to get onto their plat as soon as possible. Turn it into a constant fight by that first pedestal, that first checkpoint. And the game can really just be a stalemate. It can be a lockout situation from there. And it's a huge fight for mid right now, Cygnus. I mean, there's 3 members here, SplatSCAD Black, dropping into mid first to aggress the members of Death Roll, and they're successful. They're going to go 3 down, and Asa here is going to pop onto this checkpoint, and this is already huge, not even a minute into this first game. Or sorry, first game, but you know.
Yeah, although that was a really good first check by SplatSCAD Black, but Death Roll did a really good job just not being too phased, regrouping well, getting SplatSCAD two down, and just out of their hair to take control and reset the game flow. If they could get checkpoint here, we're basically back to square one in this game.
Definitely, and we see them. We know that the members of Death
Nitro.
Roll are really good at kind of coming back, taking everything with Strife, and being able to make counter pushes no matter what the lead looks like. And like you pointed out, Nitro here is putting in a lot of work getting onto their plat, a lot of aggression, keeping up that pressure, but they weren't quite able to help their team kind of get into there, getting picked off eventually. It's another fight for mid again, Cygnus, but the members of Death Roll still want to get that Rainmaker to that pedestal.
Yeah, and it probably did end up ultimately working against them in the situation that Death Roll grabbed the Rainmaker just barely long enough to stop it from resetting back to mid, because now SplatSCAD has control over the whole area where that is, and they're able to push it out in front of there with it protected, and take control to wait for it to reset for them to then use for their offense.
Ooh. The Rainmaker isn't quite popped here, Cygnus. As I say that, they are going to throw bombs at it. Commentator's curse here. But the Zuki here is going to be crucial to helping them get mid-control. They're trying to find a pick, but they don't quite get one. That's going to be crucial in SplatSCAD here. Black trying to get something to happen, try to get back, break back into mid. But Asa here is going to pop their ink back, which completely stops Death Roll. Oh, never mind. Does not completely stop the members of Death Roll here, and they're on their way to get that first pedestal.
Yeah, they're very close here, especially as SplatSCAD Splatter Shot goes down. They are 2 down, but a well-placed Splat Bomb will end that momentum. Though it is a battle for the pops. SplatSCAD does have more control over the area for now, though, as Astria has to find another angle to try attacking the shield, but a well-timed drop from Virtuous. But apparently Death Roll got the checkpoint at some point there.
That is so huge for them here. As I do say that, they are going to go 3 down, so that is not so huge for them. This is very sad. But that gal was still alive, though. We saw them, Astria. They're trying to make something happen as well. They already have their special. That whale is going to pop and really help stagger the members of SplatSCAD Black there, and they're going to end up helping get them 2 down. Oh, they're fighting for dear life there on that spinner, but they couldn't quite make anything happen.
that pick was so important because the splatter shots on both sides both had their Zukas at the ready, but Death Rolls went down while SplatSCAD doesn't. In fact, they still have it at the ready, waiting to use. That difference in special availability could be very big here.
Yeah, I mean, pushing it to 42 remaining is good here, but if you'll notice that placement of where that just lands those Cygnus, it is not past that pillow, which is really, really big here for Museum. So if they are able to get it a little bit past there, which Asa is, amazingly done, just getting a few more points here can mean all the difference in Rainmaker, and they're gonna get 3 down. Whoa.
Yeah, those Trustrakes just provided so much cover that they could just not move in, keeping the Rainmaker safe for just a bit more, as SplatSCAD just adds a couple more points to their lead before wisely jumping out to focus on defense now in the final minute.
Indeed, indeed. The members of Death Roll here are trying to make a really aggressive play happen, pushing up all the way to their plat. Whoa! They got wiped, but they got 2 members of SplatSCAD Black in the process, so it's kind of a win in my book. I don't know. I mean, they're gonna get the top mid here though with a bunch of jumps, but those bombs, unfortunately, are gonna get a member there of SplatSCAD Black, and it's a 2v2 right now in mid. And with Asa here being able to provide some cover, it's gonna be definitely a tough firefight here. Nitro trying to make something happen, gonna get picked off. The members of SplatSCAD Black have a really good advantage right now. They're picking off the members of Death Roll like crazy, and they're just not able to grab that Rainmaker.
Yeah, and as time winds down, SplatSCAD Black does come away with the victory here on Rainmaker Museum, as are now heading into what is sadly the final match of this Playoff 7 here tonight.
This is so sad. We should petition to make it play all 9, but then both of the the last 2 maps are like a little weird. Like they're strange. like mincemeat. just for some extra fun.
Oh no.
No, but I can DRF is writing up a letter to fire me right now. Oh my gosh. No, but yeah, I mean, I do really love these playoff 7s, and I'm interested to see what they can make happen here. Clamblades, Barnacle, and Dime. A really strong charger map. I know we're giving Asa some love right now, but this especially is where Asa is going to have their time to shine. They're going to have to try to counter them specifically because it is such a dominant map for all chargers. I mean, what do you think Death Roll is going to try to do here to try to counter that?
Yeah, this is a game I don't necessarily have any concrete answers for there right now, especially in Playoff 7. I feel you just never know fully what to expect here, but I'm definitely excited after how swingy that last Clamblitz game was. And as an aside, Grace, you do have the support of DRF. He is a mincemeat advocate.
Listen, I am DRF's very excited. Mincemeat mention. Thank you so much, DRF. My biggest fan. But yeah, I mean, the members of Death Roll, though, I've been seeing them make these subtle adjustments, these subtle tactics to try to make something happen, to try to counter the members of SplatSCAD Black here. So I have faith. This is their game, Cygnus. I believe in them. Something crazy is going to happen. Someone's going to get a quad. I believe.
Yeah, here it goes. We're seeing pretty similar comps once again. Death Roll still sticking with their backless comp, going up against Asa and their charger.
Listen, I mean, sometimes you can't fight fire with fire. If my team tried to be like,
yeah, exactly.
All right, Grace, Asa's a really good charger. Do you need to go charger? I think I'd tell them. That I'm leaving the team because I don't think I can do that, Cygnus. The Gal here on Death Roll make that the NZAP 2 are both going to go down and make that 3 down on the side of Death Roll, but they're trading out like crazy here in mid. It's like a 2v2, 3v2. I don't know what's happening, Cygnus. You gotta take it. I don't know.
Yeah, all I know is there were a lot of X's in there, as SplatSCAD does have a power claim right now, as the teams are trading Trizukas. Fruit does go down to the Zuka from B3, and Nitro is positioned in very aggressively to allow for a nice off-angle support for a possible push from Death Roll coming in. As we're seeing the Killer Whale coming out, trying to just displace SplatSCAD, break their coordination, make something happen, and it is a 2-for-1 performed by Astria as Nitro now continues it with a Trizuka, trying to get some more out of it. SplatSCAD does have their own Zuka in waiting, along with Asa on the E-leader, but Death Roll does have their Tacticooler as they're building up claims and numbers. They have a power clam built, and this match is definitely off to an exciting fight-heavy start, that's for sure.
And with more Zuka shots coming in, Cygnus. Good lord, even more fights are happening, fights aplenty. And look at how many clams the members of SplatSCAD Black have here right now. They're looking to make a big push, and a big push indeed will be happening. I mean, we see Asa pop that wave breaker, the end zap's gonna go down, but those Zuka shots are coming out. It's really effectively scattering the members of SplatSCAD Black there. They are gonna
snipe though.
Asa, as always, those amazing snipes that we've been seeing all set.
Yeah.
But the members of Death Roll there effectively stopped that push right in its tracks. Amazing defense, like I've been saying, from Death Roll.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, SplatSCAD's been playing very well aggressive, looking in situations where it looks like they're definitely coming out on top, but then Death Roll does just enough to delay SplatSCAD's push from happening to keep us scoreless here as we approach the 2.5-minute mark in this game.
Woof, I mean, we could go into an 8-minute overtime. I wouldn't mind. I mean, that's kind of like a play all 9, if you think about it, because it'd be that long here. But
True.
I mean, the members of Death Roll here do not want to make that happen. They're pushing up. They're getting that paint down and trying to get a lot of pressure here in mid. We see B3 jump in for dear life. All of their friends are dying around them, and they're trying to paint. Perhaps get a Zuka, those Zukas that we've been seeing them do so well at. But the members of SplatSCAD Black are here to stay. They're sticking on that stack right now. DRF, are you shaking your switch? It's doing something. Thank you, DRF. That was crazy. It's a 2v2, 2v2 right now, but it's shaping up to possibly be a push.
Yeah, that crab tit tank from the Splat Dualies just got such good value there, but once again, Death Roll was able to delay things just enough. But we're seeing Asa taking an off angle now with the Charger, getting a key pick onto B3, as SplatSCAD still does have their 2 power clams. So Death Roll is not out of the woods yet.
Indeed, but they're still they're in the woods, but like not really in the woods, because the members of SplatSCAD Black have not quite pushed or made a push yet. I mean, they haven't scored, and we see that power clam is going to finally break in, but their scorer is going to die in the process. That Zuka shots are coming out, but the other ball is not going to make its way into the basket here, and they're going to take out. That's basically a delayed wipe here on the side of Death Roll, and they're pushing up and taking advantage of it.
Yes, SplatSCAD's moving up hard, and now they're building up clams, just as I was about to talk about how they were pushing up, but they didn't have many clams. Now they're up to a nice, healthier 13. Here we go, with the killer whale coming out to support, but watch out, that's a suction bomb! But it does manage to be a trade.
Death Roll, no!
Oh.
They are so aggressive, and they're really trying to take these team fights, and I think that this would be a great VOD review for them, because they're making a lot of the smart decisions here that would help them make pushes, but they're just coming up a little bit short in comparison to SplatSCAD's amazing ability to come back in and circle them and just fight them as a whole team, really make it a team fight, and we're going to see them score again here.
Yeah, definitely, especially with that next key pick landing on B3, taking away Death Roll's Trizuka opportunity, but they do manage to get the counter wipe out to prepare for their next push. But in overtime, they have a lot of ground to make up as it'll take well over 2 power clams for Death Roll to take the lead here, thanks to how far SplatSCAD was able to push it.
Oh, Cygnus and the members of Death Roll here are going to be prone to another wipe, basically stopping their chance. Oh, well, B3 did get a cool pick there. That was pretty cool. Shout out to them, but
you get what you
quite
can.
Enough. You get what you can.
Yeah.
But SplatSCAD Black here is going to take this set. This was a play all 7, so the rest of those were for funsies, but still a very intense set indeed. The members of Death Roll put up a really good fight. They had a lot of amazing moments. Their defense in particular was really good. I will be studying it because it was pretty textbook at how you should be defending.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, as we said before, the set score a 4-0 here, and SplatSCAD taking the games does not quite do the set justice with the level of excitement and back and forth swinginess that nearly every match seemed to feature at some point here.
Whoa. Listen, Cygnus, this was a great set, and thank you for joining
Absolutely.
me. We do have
Absolutely. It was
another
my pleasure.
Oh, my goodness. Um, but we do have another set coming up. I mean, we got like a little bit of a break. We should probably leave it so that DRF can get a snack and or take a little break. Because DRF was shaking their controller. They're getting antsy. Perhaps a bathroom break. Don't know. We'll see. Water break. But Cygnus, most importantly, where can the lovely people find you at
Yes,
home?
you can find you can find me on Twitter at CygnusX to 1018 or here in the CCA Discord server or one of many Splatoon related Discord servers. I'm here. You can always feel free to reach out to me. Say hi. I'm easy to chat with, I feel. How about you, Grace? Where can we reach you?
Many a times on Twitter, retweeting art and or strange things. But you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Tubnug, Tubnug. You can also find me around IPL because I am in the basement over there. They will not let me out. It's
Let
not.
her out.
Yeah, it's not good. But Cygnus, I'm gonna give some little bit of hype over here for the next stream or next match rather that we have coming up here. It's gonna be Div 2. We were just in Div 2, Cygnus. This is so cool. Oh my
Division
goodness.
2 double header.
And it's gonna be We Aquatic Little Creatures, which abbreviates to Walk. I think abbreviations are my favorite part of comp, so I like Walk. And they're from Purdue. Oh my goodness, I never heard of Purdue before. Anyways, also their opponents here are going to be UCF Aeronautics with a killer logo. So y'all should pay attention for when their logo comes up on stream. If it does, I don't know. Coming from the University of Central Florida, they are 2-1 and 1-1 respectively. But you're going to hear a lot about that if you stick around for like 10 minutes. We'll like take a bathroom break, but come back after that.
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna want to get as many refreshments as you can because this next set is gonna be another very exciting one.
Definitely, definitely. But that's it for us. I'm so sorry if you'll miss us, because I know you will, especially you, DRF. I'm holding up a heart right now, but you can't see because we don't have webcams right now. But I am holding up a heart right now. But like I said, that'll be it from us. So, goodbye.
Bye.